Hello, and welcome to the Deaf Mentor Program video training. This training is for those of you who may be unfamiliar with or are unsure about how to use our services and introduce our program to families. Now is your opportunity to watch and rewatch as many times as you want. The Deaf Mentor Program has a long history, and that's where I'd like to start. The Deaf Mentor Program has been around since the early 2000s. At that time, we were a part of what was formerly known as the Early Childhood and Family Education Services, now known as the Early Learning Program, or ELP. Back then, we were small. Our program had its ups and downs until 2018, when I arrived at ASDB. When I accepted my position, I noticed several changes that needed to be made. With the wonderful support from many people within ASDB, the Deaf Mentor Program has been able to grow and flourish. Our first big change was to move our services from the Early Learning Program to deaf programs. Second, when I first started, we had 10 families serviced by 3 part-time deaf mentors. Today, we have 97 families serviced by 4 full-time and 3 part-time deaf mentors, representing a huge shift. Our third change is that before, our services were entirely in person. When COVID-19 arrived on the scene, we had to change our service delivery model. Now, we are able to provide both in-person services, when possible, as well as remote services when families are interested. A major change. The Deaf Mentor Program offers many services and is designed as a statewide program focused on the provision of ASL education for families who have deaf or hard of hearing children throughout Arizona. Our program offers services to family with children from 2 age groups, birth to 3 and 3 to 5, or preschool age. You can read our mission here. I'd like to emphasize some of the important points. First, deaf mentors are highly qualified and skilled individuals who have extensive knowledge of ASL in order to do their work. Second, we help families acquire the language skills necessary to then in turn provide full access to language for their deaf and hard of hearing children, which fosters strong familial relationships between parent and child. Our program offers many things, but I'd like first to focus on our primary service, in-home and/or remote services. Our first step is to understand how a family arrives to the Deaf Mentor Program. The process starts with the Early Learning Program's Birth to 3 program. The ELP typically receives referrals from the Arizona Early Intervention Program once a child is identified. Teachers then meet with families to discuss services and resources available to them. Our program is one of these. If the family is interested in receiving Deaf Mentor services, the ELP teacher will then complete and submit a referral form to the Deaf Mentor Program Coordinator. I will then review the referral to find the best match with one of our mentors. We assign the family a mentor based on region, skill, knowledge, background, and culture, as well as scheduling availability. Once a match is made, the next step is to schedule a joint visit to activate the process. For children ages 3 to 5, whether services are available depend on the circumstances of the preschool environment. During the transition from birth to 3 to preschool services, if the preschool falls under the ASDB umbrella, meaning PDSD's campus preschool or its satellite school at Symington, ASDB Tucson campus preschool, or any of our co-op district partners from around the state. If so, services can continue until age 5. If the child transitions to a preschool that is outside of ASDB at a public, private, or charter school that does not partner with ASDB, services will be terminated at that time. For preschool age children who have not yet been referred to our Birth to 3 early learning program teachers, the preschool teacher or supervisor may offer our services to the family. If the family expresses interest, a referral can be made using the same form. Once received, the referral will be reviewed and assigned. That is how the referral process works. Next, the deaf mentor will work with the ELP teacher to schedule a joint home visit for children ages birth to 3. This step is not necessary for families of preschool-age children. There, we will talk about our program, discuss language goals for the family, and explain our levels of service available. After that, we are ready to begin the work of teaching. An important thing to remember is that deaf mentors are responsible for the direct instruction of ASL to parents, grandparents, and legal guardians. Once our instruction is over, the mentor then shifts into the role of coach, showing them how to interact with their deaf or hard of hearing child. Parents are then equipped to teach their own children language within their home. We do not provide direct instruction to children. Let's take a look at the levels of service that we offer to families. Now that you have a general idea of the levels of services we offer, I'll add some details for you. Each level is customized to fit a family's life circumstances and language goals. The first level of service offers one home visit once a month for 1 hour. This is often for families whose life circumstances do not allow for extra time for additional services, or for families whose long-term goal is to use spoken language, but need to communicate now in the short term. In this tier, families learn basic daily routine signs. Our second level of services are offered twice a month for 1 hour each. This tier is for families who primarily wish to use listening and spoken language and want to use sign to support their child's speech. This includes curriculum-based instruction as well as assessments. Our third level of services offers once a week sessions for 1 hour. This tier is for families who want full bilingual language access in ASL as well as spoken language equally. This tier is also for families of late identified children who may be 2.5 or older and do not yet have language. We offer intensive services to expose those children to ASL. This level of service includes everything our program has to offer. These are our deaf mentors. As you can see, our 4 full-time and 3 part-time mentors cover the state in 3 regions. Now I'd like to talk about some of the other things we do. The Deaf Mentor Program also offers many other events and projects that are available to families. First is our YouTube channel. On our channel, we produce videos every 2 weeks based on a variety of children's books. Videos are posted on our channel. Parents could subscribe and watch them as often as they'd like. Teachers can also subscribe to our channels and share the videos with our families. Our deaf mentors use these as a tool. It's fantastic. We also offer ASL classes at beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels. In these classes, our deaf mentors become teachers and are focused on the formal instruction of ASL in addition to their deaf mentor services. These classes may be taken by parents, grandparents, siblings, or other extended family members. We also offer a Deaf Studies course. This course teaches deaf history, deaf culture, as well as internal and external factors that shape current perspectives on hearing aids, cochlear implants, American Sign Language, spoken language, deaf education, and more. It's a course full of rich information that we highly encourage participation in. Here are some facts you may find interesting. The U.S. has many deaf mentor programs. However, they are all a little bit different. While Arizona is amazing, other programs are amazing in different ways. As of right now, the U.S. has approximately 30 deaf mentor programs. However, several of those programs are inactive or are not operating for one reason or another. Others are functioning well. Funding sources for deaf mentor programs are all different. Some are nonprofit, while others are state funded. Some use a variety of funding sources. ASDB's Deaf Mentor program is state funded, which means that we use monies from the general fund. I would encourage you to take a look at deaf mentor programs from across the country. Last, but certainly not least, is the need for collaboration. Collaboration is key for the Deaf Mentor program. We work hard to bridge the gap between birth to 3 services and preschool age services. Collaboration is necessary for continuity, child wellness, language growth, academic readiness, and family relationships. Before we wrap up this training, I'd like to mention a few things on the horizon to look forward to. We host an annual Snowflake Family Festival, an ASL immersion camp, as well as other potential events, workshops, and playdates that happen throughout the year. I urge you to partner with us as we look forward to partnering with you. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at any time. Thank you.